I would like to request His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu, who has been patiently waiting. Over to Atul Krishna Prabhu.
Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripasindubhyacha putitanam pavanebha vaishnavebha namo namaha. I hosted Pankajangri Prabhu in 1988. That's 33 years ago in Melbourne, Mahaprabhu Mandir. At that time, Prabhu had visited Australia on one of these missions where I think he was with Jananivas Prabhu's passport and getting the passport or visa renewed or something. So he slept on the floor of the Brahmachari ashram in the room with us. I was sleeping next to him on the floor for 2 or 3 days in Melbourne, Prabhupada's Tirthastan. So we asked the Prabhu, they have a room, they have many guest rooms there, and in the guest room and, the senior devotee facility. And he said that, Prabhupada said that a brahmachari shouldn't sleep alone in a room, otherwise he'd fall down. So Pankajangri Prabhu was staying with us in the brahmachari ashram then. My association with Prabhu in Mayapur was predominantly when we're away from Mayapur in preaching services. I remember we were in Ramkelly with Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu, and in Panihati, we did a program in Panihati. And at that time I was worshipping Shalagam Shila, and Pankajangri Prabhu mentioned to me that when you're, the conch as the bathing jol, the Ganga jol, he said, hold it higher so that the impact is more on the Shila and the Lord is more pleased by that. So in that way, he's my Bigraha Aradhana Shikha Guru. And we were in Bangladesh in 1998, and we are opening the Rup Sanatan Shiti Tirtha Mandir. And at that time, Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangri Prabhu came from Mayapur to install the deities of Sisi Radha Madan Mohan and Rup Sanatan and Gaunitai. And that's the first time I had significant association with the two Prabhus outside of just visits to India in the past. So at that time I was serving in Bangladesh, and after we installed those deities, I was with Prabhu, both Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu in Dhaka in our temple. And they were there for some time, for a day or two, or an evening, one or two. So I was able to associate with them and do a little seva there. My wife was there with me at that time also, so we were able to do a little seva for Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu. And then we put them, actually, I was sending them to the airport. We didn't even have a vehicle, actually. We sent them to the airport in an auto rickshaw. Like it would take about an hour in the auto rickshaw. And anyway, we put them in the auto rickshaw, and then we said, I prayed to Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangri Prabhu. That time, that was just before I was coming to Mayapur. And so I prayed to them, I just changed ashram and I was coming to live in Mayapur. And so I prayed to them to please pray for me to Radha Madhav and Lord Nrsingadev, that I could get a place to do Bhagavad Bhakti in Sri Mayapur Dham. So at that time I didn't realize how important that is, how powerful that is to have the prayers of Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu. But as a result of those prayers, I was able to get residence in Sri Mayapur. We used to in Rath Yatra in Kolkata, Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu would be with their arms raised. They would be dancing along the streets of Kolkata. And I was able to, fortunate to be able to associate with those two extraordinary souls in the Rath Yatra. festival in Kolkata, which Prabhupada wanted or ordered Jayapataka Swami Maharaj to make it the largest Rath Yatra festival in the world. So Kolkata Rath Yatra, that's Prabhupada's Rath Yatra, and to be able to participate in that festival with such exalted souls. I would translate the lectures of Pankajangri Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu into Bengali, and we would go to and from the stadium together. And honor the Jagannath Mahaprasadam together. My realization is that Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangri Prabhu are Nitya Mukta Purush, they are liberated souls. Nitya Siddha, eternal associates of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, eternal associates of Srila Prabhupada, who appeared in ISKCON and to do the service of establishing the puja of Narasingha Bhagavan and Panchatattva and Sri Radha Madhav Ashta Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu here in Navadip Dham, because this puja will be performed for generations to come. It will be performed for it'll be performed for centuries to come. It will be performed for yugas to come. And Prabhupada established these deities, his deities, and Prabhupada's special eternal associates, Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangri Prabhu. Their birth was extraordinary. Their life is extraordinary. And they are performing the extraordinary service of standardizing the worship of the most important deities of the planet, of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Renaissance and Revolution, which will be spread from the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. Nitya Lila Pravishta Srila Pankajangri Das Brahmachari Shubha Tirobhava Titi Mahotsob ki jai. Hare Krishna.